Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bop Stop, where today I'm going to be counting down the top 25 songs of 2022. Let's get it started. Number 25, I have SZA with Too Late. For me, this is one of the catchier, more like vibey tracks off of her new album. Definitely a lot of solid tracks on the record, but this one I liked it the most. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. Number 24, we have Show Me the Body with Food from the Plate. I like this track a lot. It's definitely, it's got that nice like brooding energy, pretty catchy. It's got a nice hook on it. I love Show Me the Body's performance. All around, great track. Number 23, we have blackwinterwells with Cry Ice. This might be like my favorite Wells track. The emotions that really like come through on this track I think are really great. I saw Wells live and like they cried like during the song. It was very like moving performance, and I really think that the track has a lot to it, and it really like one of Wells' best works like as an artist. Number 22, we got Beach House with Pink Funeral. Pink Funerals is like my favorite track off the new record, and there's like a lot of tracks on that record that I really like. Pink Funeral just like hits the vibes, you know? One of the better like vocal performances. It's catchy, it sticks with you. Just like a really nice track. Number 21, we have Concern with The Joke Is On You. This track is just so much fun. I love it so much. It really just gets me going. I love like all the Daria core tracks, but like this track just goes hard. I don't know. You kind of just gotta listen to it. It's hard to explain. Number 20, we have Frost Children with Fox Bop. This is like one of the most like earwormy tracks I've heard all year. I cannot get the hook out of my head. It's so much fun. It's so infectious. There's a lot of just great energy. Frost Children really bring the energy, and it's really fun, really catchy. Love the track. Number 19, we have Cohort B with Orca. This is my favorite track off of their EP, and I really just like the instrumentation on this track. I think really hits the spot and shows that Cohort B has like a lot to offer in terms of a unique style and sound. The like build up on this track I think is like really great. Really brings a lot to the track. Number 18, we have Iglooghost with Rust Genome. This is like the only song that Iglooghost dropped this year, and it's really good. Iglooghost is someone who I think is like always on the cutting edge of electronic music and continues to push boundaries every new record. Rust Genome certainly continues that trend, I think. It's not like the most experimental thing ever, especially if you've heard Iglooghoust's previous music, but still Rust Genome sees new directions that I am looking forward to on a future record. Number 17, we have SAULT with Solar. SAULT dropped like a lot of music this year. Solar is off of their Air album. I love like the composition of this track. It really like sticks with me. It's just absolutely beautiful. I've given the compliments that like it sounds like something out of the Philip Glass soundtrack, but like it really does. Like I could see this track being part of like Koyaanisqatsi. It's like really cool, and I don't know like where SAULT is going with this, if they're going with it at all. If they keep on making incredible tracks like Solar and also incorporating that into their other sounds and styles that they have going on. SAULT is like already a powerhouse, and it's really cool to see them like branching out, trying new things, and absolutely nailing it. Solar, really great track. Number 16, we got Group Therapy with Tribal. It's hard to choose like a favorite track out the Group Therapy EP because every track on that goes hard or has some interesting bit of production or some thoughtful lyricism. There's always something in each of those tracks that I really love. Tribal is just like the most fun to me. It's like super catchy, got a great hook. I like the vocal distortions on it. I think it adds a lot. The lyricism, pretty intriguing. It's got they're coming from like a lot of different angles, and I think that's really cool. And also the members on this track I think mesh together incredibly well. Like they all work with each other, flow with each other. It's really cool. Number 15, we got Kai Whiston with Carrier Signal. Kai Whiston is also, I would say, on the cutting edge of electronic music. He makes very unique post electronic deconstructed club EDM stuff. You know, Carrier Signal continues in that vein, and the production on the track is definitely one of my favorites. Also, the Eden feature I think works out really well. It's always interesting to see these two team up because their styles are like so different, but they mesh together so well. It's just really a great track. Number 14, 070 Shake with Body. The 070 Shake record this year I think is really it's really like an album experience. It's hard for me to pick out like a singular track. If I did, I would have to go with Body. I think this track stands up alone the best off of anything off the album. given kind of like the catchy hook and the Christine and the Queens feature. I think it goes well. I do think it like feels better in the album than a single though, because of its kind of work in the narrative, especially considering the track Skin and Bones. But yeah, I think Body is still a great track. Like, I love the production of every track off that album. Yeah, super cool track. 070 Shake, Body. Number 13, we got Kilo Kish with On the Outside, Justin's song. This track is like so catchy. It's also really fun with the like percussion driven production. And you got these like cool like bass synths. Really like fun, catchy track, I think. It's also vibey. It's got the vibes. Yeah. Number 12, we have Ashenspire with The Law of Asbestos. Going from like a catchy vibey track to like one that's depressing. This track is my favorite off the new Ashenspire album. It has, I think, the most to it, like the most content. That's also because it's like one of the longer tracks. There's like a lot of lyrical content on this track, and I think that is a very, very strong aspect of that record. Additionally, the instrumental build on this track I think is really, really great. The way they bring in these string instruments to accentuate a lot of the instrumentation sounds really great. Works out really well. The way that like they use the strings to build tension, I think, is really good. Really adds to the track, accentuates the lyricism. This is also one of the more like vicious tracks off the record, I would say, in terms of like the lyricism and the delivery. There's a lot going on in this track, and I think it all works out like super well. Great track. Number 11, we got Paramore with This Is Why. This is their lead single from the record that will be coming out in 2023. I got me like really excited for the record. This track, so good. It's seemingly like a combination of what Hayley Williams was doing in her solo career with Paramore's like sound and style, and it works out like super well. I like this track better than anything Hayley Williams did like solo. It's super catchy and fun, but it also has some of the more personal and like dark lyricism that Paramore has been working with recently, and I think it's great way for the band to kind of come back. Yeah, really excited for the new record. Paramore, This Is Why. Great track. Number 10, Quadeca with Tell Me a Joke. This is, I think, one of the more like intriguing tracks off the new Quadeca record. There are several tracks that I think, like the instrumentation and the vocal delivery are like perfect, essentially, and this is definitely one of them. Lyrically, this track is very, like, it interests me a lot in terms of how it kind of plays into the concept of the record. The way that like Quadeca is using this concept and like the way the vocals are delivered to kind of work this into the record, it's very interesting. But yeah, I think that this track is like super interesting. If Quadeca could be more consistent and make tracks like this, I think that he's got a lot going for him, like as an artist. So yeah, got him to Quadeca breaking the top 10 for me this year. So yeah, very cool. Number 9, we got Cryalot with Labyrinth. This is a really cool track, I think. I love the vibe it creates. For the most part, this track has like this simple like drum machine beat, and these like powerful synths come in on the chorus to help accentuate kind of the meaning of the track. Why do we dream if we only believe in this line? Very cool the way that the track kind of gets that point across. It's also, you know, kind of, despite kind of the darker tones of a lot of things, it brings that sort of positivity, that kind of hope that I think is like a really great undercurrent in this Cryalot record and a lot of KKB's recent stuff. So yeah, this album, or this track, Labyrinth, very cool. Like it a lot. Number 8, we got Soul Glow with Jump or Get Jumped by the Future. Soul Glow, like, just goes off. I just love their aggression. It gets you moving. It's super energetic. Just like a headbanging instrumental on this track. Goes so hard. The super fast-paced lyrical delivery also works with that very well. The kind of theme of the track about like being in the moment, kind of living and making the most of the moment, making change happen in the moment. The track gets you wanting to do that, gets you motivated to do something like that. So that's a great thing when a track like gets you to feel a certain way, to do a certain thing. That's beautiful, you know? Number 7, we got Shygirl with Firefly. Love the production on this track. Oh my god, that little like synth like doo, doo, doo. It's like I don't know, it just like clicks for me. It's super fun. I mean, the rest of the track is like well produced too, but that little synth line just like sticks in my head. Shygirl herself, she's also like super catchy, does a great job rapping, singing on this track. The chorus is really catchy, you know. Lots to love about this track. Just production, especially for me, really like hits it out of the park on this track. I love it so much. Number 6, got Dawson with Glory. The kind of hook on this track really sticks with me, I think. Really speaks to me. The I'm so fucked up. Just the way that is like triumphantly sung. Really great stuff. I mean, it's catchy, it sticks with you, but also, I don't know, just like, it's fun. It's fun to just scream, I'm so fucked up, you know? Really feel that. Great track. Uplifting, I would say. Number 5, top 5. Number 5, we got Between Friends with Orange Juice. This track's just like just a vibe, you know? I will listen to this track like a lot. It's like a cutesy little like fun track. It's not necessarily lyrically like the deepest track out there or anything, but like I think Between Friends is all about like the vibes that they create, and I think that this track for me really does a great job at creating those vibes. You can kind of keep it in your head, keep it with you, and get a little bit of those vibes throughout your day. It's really like it, really cute, fun song. Number 4, got Death's Dynamic Shroud with Light Left the Garden. It's incredible how like Death's Dynamic Shroud is able to create such emotions from their music, because like I am fairly confident that all their music, or most of the music, is like sample based, so the vocals are all sampled from other places, but the way that like they are able to create these emotions, like I feel like this track has such a strong sense of loss to it. Makes me sad. But it's also like really beautiful how they create these emotions. You know, you're stitching together all these things from all these different places, and you're able to create such powerful emotions. I think it's like beautiful. I think that the production on this track is incredibly like detailed, really wonderful. Death's Dynamic Shroud, their production work is absolutely incredible. I also love how this track builds up to this like bridge that kind of just takes over, shifts around the whole dynamic of the track. One of the best that Death's Dynamic Shroud has to offer. Number 3, we got Denzel Curry with Walkin. Why did I just write Walkin as one of the notes? What? But yeah, I think that the production on this track is like some of the best that the new album has to offer. I love the psychedelic vibes of a lot of the production off this album. I think Walkin really sees Denzel going more personal with his lyricism. He still has a great flow. Denzel Curry has like everything. He's such an incredible and like multi-talented rapper. Yeah, Walkin is just like one of his best tracks in my opinion. Also like the beat switch on this track absolutely like goes hard. Just a great track. Really shows Denzel like how far he's come. I think he's just gotten better and better. Gotta love Denzel with Walkin. Number 2, got Kendrick Lamar with The Heart Part 5. This is like a prelude introduction kind of track. It was a single dropped before Kendrick's album Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I think that this track has more to offer than like any track off that album. The like jazzy production, Kendrick works super well in, obviously. To Pimp a Butterfly has a lot of similar production and one of my favorite Kendrick records. But also The Heart Part 5, the like lyricism on this track, where Kendrick kind of meditates on his relationship with like black culture and black culture itself. I think it's really interesting and lyrically like really great stuff. Obviously not something that I can relate to that much, but it's cool, I think. But Kendrick also feels like a lot more, he feels very real on this track. It doesn't really feel like a character. Sometimes on some of his music it feels like he's putting on this kind of persona, but I think the Heart Part vibe really feels like it's from the heart. And yeah, I really appreciate that. Really cool track. And then finally, number 1, my favorite song of 2022. It's gonna be Black Country New Road with Basketball Shoes. For the longest time, I did not, like I kind of avoided listening to this track and this album as a whole. People were making fun of basketball shoes because part of the track is about having wet dreams about Charlie XCX. And like, yes, that is true. And yes, it's like kind of weird. But this track's just fucking gorgeous. I don't know. There's like 4 parts to this track, and the instrumentation throughout is absolutely beautiful. Black Country New Road has shifted its instrumental style. I think it works the best on this track with all the different compositions and this long build to the final part. Additionally, it kind of like, I think, wraps up the album in a really great way, like bringing together a lot of different themes throughout the album, and has a lot to offer, like lyrically, especially because the track is, you know, so long. So there is a lot of lyrics there. It's also very catchy. I will very much sing along to the part about Charlie XCX Wet Dreams. I don't even have like shame about that anymore. So this track is wonderful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love it. It's my number 1 track of 2022. That's my list. Let me know what you think of these songs. If you hate them, if you love them, you know, let us know in the comments below. Let us know some of your top songs of 2022. Yeah. I hope you have a good day. Mwah.